Alright, just a little kind of rundown here. Um, when you first start out prospecting, you you always start off, small, and this is kind of an accumulation of a few years of prospecting and kind of learning a little bit more and getting a little more wise and then learning that, well, if you process more material, you get more gold. So here's a little trip down that there kind of accumulation. First, when I first started, I started off with this A51 and a pan and buckets and classification and all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, well, I really need to process more material. Over the years, I was like this and getting it done. So then I went and I stepped up and I got what is this here? A Keene, the A52 sluice highbanker thingamabob. And anyways, it has, the 2.5 inch dredge conversion. And this is what I use for the kids now. My daughter uses this, and then it makes it a lot more fun. So my daughter can use a 2.5 inch dredge, and then right now I'm using this out in my shed. I have a 5 inch Proline twin engine, and then this here is the 175 high banker that I use up here. It's got the 3 inch conversion here on the back, where you just cut the end off of it, and then it makes it into a 3 inch. One thing I was doing, I have a T80 compressor right over here that I use, and but when I use the air compressor, I usually use the power jet here with the swivel nozzle, and you use 10 feet of 3 inch between the power jet and the crash or the hopper, and then I use this mud flap. I stick this mud flap right here on top of it to help keep the water from splashing out, because sometimes it'll splash out a little bit. I stick that up on top, and that there keeps the water from splashing out. And but like I said, over the years, you learn that you need to process more material. So then I got tired of classifying when I would go out and do sampling to find out what areas had gold and stuff. So then it was kind of a crazy thing. I went out to a Mexican food restaurant in Placerville, and I met Todd Osborne. And anyways, him and I got to talking, and I got a bait, I don't know what they call it, a mini bazooka, fits in your backpack, and I would use that, but you could process some material, but not quite enough. So I ended up getting this one here, and this is a bazooka gold trap prospector model, but it's 48 inches long. So the 48 inches, it really, like I said, you can process a whole, buttload of material through that sluice right there. But like I said, everybody who's been in mining for any length of time, prospecting, I'm no big time miner or anything like that, but I do I pretty much prospect it every day or every other day. And it's one of those things where the farther into it you get, the more you know, and the more you know helps you recover more gold. But like I said, one of the best things I did was the power jet and the swivel nozzle and the T80 air compressor. Even when you're using this little thing right here, that air compressor, diving and actually getting underwater, I mean, it's huge the amount of material more you can process. And with the 6.5 horsepower pump running a 3 inch, I mean, it has suction that you just can't believe. You know, it's awesome. But lately now that we can't dredge, uh, now I do the dry land dredge, a hydroforce nozzle, and the hydroforce is it's a lot of fun. So uh, it's kind of opened up a whole new world, so to speak. So there you have it. Like I said, over the years, anybody who's been prospecting, you uh, you accumulate stuff, man, and the accumulation of your equipment and knowledge. Uh, Another thing that I got uh, that was kind of crazy was a 3-inch crash box here for um, the um, the power jet nozzle to work with my sluice. And so, anyways, I still got to fabricate something to work to where it'll work in this particular setup. But we're getting there. And so now when we go to out of state prospecting, we'll have a 3-inch dredge, a 2.5-inch dredge, and a 5-inch dredge to get stuff done. So prospecting, like I said, the more material you move, the more gold you get. So there you have it, you guys. Have a good one.